most county entities are on qualified. On qualified, we take heart that at least things are not too bad, not too good. Yeah, because you can't send them to Nairobi to benchmark. Nairobi is terrible. Financial statements are being signed by non-accountants. You can't take them to Nandi. Can we take them to Busia, Senator Mtata, for benchmarking? What about Kisii? So, Governor, you have an opportunity to make yours a model county.
I also want to promise this committee that in the next reports that are going to come, now that I'm the senator and now he's a governor who is a senator, is going to be better for others to come and benchmark. So that's why we are not keeping quiet. We have to keep on asking these questions.
In the 2021-2022 report for the executive, it was also an adverse opinion?
Yes, Chair.
Now, the reason why we do this, Governor, is that officers hide behind the governors because they think that when you come to the Senate, it's only the governor who will be on the spot. And indeed, when there's an impeachment, it's the governor who's impeached in his individual capacity. And then the thugs remain behind. They continue running the county. Even when we impeach the governor for Kiambu then, I am not sure whether there are some thugs who remain behind. I'm not referring to the senator on my left. So we must also remove the mask, because your officers, if they know that they're not going to be taken into account, they'll do funny things, and then you'll come here and you'll get embarrassed. So we must deal with people with professional responsibility. We must deal with people with political responsibility and people with constitutional responsibility.
Chair, just on a point of clarification, I thought Senator Karuka Adhango was out of office when we impeached Governor AUDIT, so that we don't, I don't know, maybe he can clarify. I don't think he was still in office then.
Senator, is there a declaration of interest that you need to make?
We're looking at what year?
From 2019-2020 to 2021-2022.
Okay, yeah, 2019 and 2020, I was in office as a CEC for Youth Affairs and Sports in Kiambu County. I actually left the county the moment the governor left the county.
Oh,
because the law says that once a governor leaves office, that he goes home with all his cabinet members. So, but I was never an accountant. I was never a chief officer. But again, I don't know what you mean when you say thugs left office. but what I can say is that that's why we're here, and that's why I also indicated that the governor was the senator then. So that now from here, both of us, we can look at this document with an eye of trying to get anything that was done against the law, so that we can fix it and fix it now together in this particular moment, so that now going forward all the other reports that will be coming will be a little bit better than this. But I would want to tell the committee, yes, we know there were things which you looked at when you are doing the impeachment. So I believe we are on course. So continue and just look deeper.
Thank you, Senator. And I think that's the spirit.
Yeah.
So for the executive, there was CPA William Kimani. Is William Kimani still in the county?
Yes, Chair William Kimani is in the county and he's right here.
What is his role in the county?
His role is CFO.
CFO, not chief officer.
No, he is the chief finance officer.
Listen.
William Kimani, go on record. What's your ISPAC number?
Thank you, Chair.
What's your ISPAC number?
6066.
Are you in good standing?
Yes, Chair.
And you're the genius who generated an adverse opinion alongside CPS Solomon Waweru. Is Solomon Waweru still in the county?
Yes.
Solomon Waweru, what's your ISPAC number?
My ISPAC number is 14406.
Are you in good standing?
Yes, I'm in good standing.
Why should the two of you continue being members of ISPAC if you cannot present financial statements that reflect the true state of affairs of a small entity?
Well, we admit at that point there must have been challenges in preparing some of these financial statements, but we are committing to improve in the subsequent financial years and ensure we get a better opinion.
If you've been there 10 years, what is going to change in the next 3?
Thank you, Chair. 2018-2019 was a qualified opinion. 2019-2020 qualified opinion. 2020-2021 qualified opinion. 2021-2022 adverse opinion. 2022-2023 adverse opinion.
I take responsibility 1920, 2021, 21-22, and 22-23.
And instead of getting better, you're getting worse.
Chair, maybe the opinion matrix was changed by the...
You are saying the goalpost shifted.
Yes.
That's the lamest excuse I've heard.
I think it's also good, Chair, for you to also note, maybe this is also one of the factors. The qualified 2018-2019, that was Waitito the governor. 2019-2020, that was Waitito the governor, which is also qualified. Then we go to adverse. 2021-2022, that was Governor Nyoro. And 2022-2023, now that is Governor Wamatangi. Am I right? So adverse. So it's also good to look at that aspect, whether it is also the executive office. I don't know, I'm just throwing that to the committee so that now the governor can answer that question.
And the professional obligation falls on members of the accounting profession, members of the procurement profession, members of the legal profession, and members of the human resource profession. You will no longer hide behind a governor. If there are issues that fall within your domain, we shall call you out and we shall address you directly. So that the next time you're asked to do anything irregular, just remember that Sifuna and Omtata and Cherargei will be waiting for you in Nairobi for you to carry your own cross.
From examination, there have been continuous and historical challenges in the department, Chair, moving forward. And that will come out even as we look at the Auditor General's reports for the other years, all the way up to where we came in. And Chair, to address that, as I've said, we have put in key staff who will help this department, including the incoming new CEC as the policy lead in that particular department. Part of what you see in these reports is accumulation. There have been issues that were raised by the auditor that continuously went on to pile, reconciliation issues, issues of correctness that were piled and rolled over, And so you find that as the years move on, that this matters, and I believe this will come out even as we look at these other reports, like I've said, on the first questions by the auditor on reconciliation and accurateness of reporting, that you'll find that there are even historical issues there that date back to the years 2014, 2015, and moving on. And so, moving forward, what we've done, as I've said, we have put in new key staff, and as the CEC came in, I believe that's going to be corrected. Two, though there is individual responsibilities, as you've correctly said, Chair, and indeed the officers should take personal responsibility for some of these shortcomings. The county also ran on systems, OSR collecting systems, also which double up as the finance reporting systems that were not only faulty, erroneous, and intentionally, Chair, calibrated not to give accurate results. And so, and like I've said, because we are about to open the other reports, you'll see that continuously, there is no way, indeed, that there would have been correct reports when the mainframe of collecting that revenue that they're reporting on is erroneous. It's doctored, it's altered to give results that were not supposed to be correct results. There are instances, Chair, when the county was running 2 systems at the same time, sometimes even 3 systems to collect the same revenue. Each of them, as again the auditor has raised in some of the years there, were not even speaking to each other. So we've come a long way. As I've said this financial year, Chair, we are probably the county that is #1 in the whole country in terms of percentage increase of OSR. That I can say without batting an eyelid, because we've increased our OSR by almost 100%. I found OSR at about 2.9 billion, now we're at 4.6 billion. That has come out of a very long process of shifting, moving stuff, bringing new stuff, and bringing in also a new system. So I don't think that there are any excuses that can be given by the county at all. People should take responsibility. We've ripped off that system that was intended to give those results, as you see. And Chair, if you also permit, you remember that as I sat on the other side when I was a member of this committee, in those years that we are responding to 2019-20, 19-20, we had to chase the county away. When in the own systems of the county, it was showing that there were figures that were unbelievable. Remember that time, the county was reporting that they had account balances of over 60 billion, which they never had. That even payments were being done for staff in State House and on missions in Somalia. So it has been a very messy ground. But we have calmed things down. We have done the right things, Chair. And I believe, and probably just to mention this to also Senator, this last year that we've talked about, 2022-2023, is indeed 3/4 of those of the matters raised and the activities reported there were still of the previous administration. But Chair, to sum it up, we have taken corrective action. I believe when we come here next, we'll be speaking a different story because we have now a correct system that we have developed to report, Chair, on different on the entire of the revenue collection as one.
If you are not going to deal with the professional issues, the issues of competence and adherence to standards and regulations and laws, and you continue getting an adverse opinion, this Senate has said that in the spirit of the national conversation, we cannot continue sending money to counties with weak financial management systems. And the report form on a county's financial management system is a report of the Auditor General. We have said that counties with adverse or disclaimer opinions, we shall invoke Article 226, it's Article 225 on stoppage of funds. You recall we tried to move a motion for stoppage of funds for a number of counties due to non-payment of pending bills. By that time, Ukuri Atani was CS Treasury. We tried making proposals of a similar nature when Professor Njuguna was at the Treasury. He never took us seriously. You can rest assured that CS Mbadi is going to take Sifuna very seriously when we tell him that we must stop funds going to counties with adverse opinions. And you'll find Kiambu suffering because of the either incompetence or lack of care of your officers. So please, it's not an idle matter. If you're going to get another adverse opinion, there is no way this Senate will continue to vote for money to go to Kiambu until you've got a proper recovery plan. And we have seen that in your first year, it's already adverse. And if that's going to be the trend in the next year, surely, Senator Sifuna, those are some of the things that Mbadi and others must do to make a difference in the PFM architecture of this republic.
We all go through audit processes. I'm also an accounting officer.
Yes.
And what the chair is saying is correct, that there's a draft report, then there's a management report. If indeed an issue keeps coming, why is it not possible for your officers to just iron out with the auditor and say, if they are unable to access, they can even be put on a flash disk? These are not things that we should engage in, on whether an email was read, whether it was sent. During the audit process, I mean, there's opportunity for us to issue this clarification.
So probably, Chair, we could hear from the auditor whether they were unable to access the documents or they were not able to see them, or the email was not received. Because it's also one way of, the email is one way of submitting the reports. It will be good to hear.
In response to the invitation by Senate, it is expected as they are tabling the document and the evidence before this committee, that evidence itself is supposed to come to this committee also, for Senate to have visibility of the evidence that was being requested.
That is a position, and that is the procedure, and those are the rules. Part of those who created the rules was Senator Wamatangi, that when you are invited to the Senate, even if you are presented the evidence, you must then have a conversation with the Auditor General to submit that which was cited in the audit report. Because in Senate or in Parliament, it's like the court of last appeal. You might have done some things with the Auditor General which did not see the light of day. It is here that we take the final position. So, Auditor General, when you are preparing for this meeting, did the county resubmit those ledgers as requested?
During the review, there was a follow-up on the same, and the team, it was indicated that it would be forwarded. However, to add to that, in respect to this current year, that is 2023, we picked the issue to be, yes, the information is provided, but what there is, for example, if we have revenue from sales of 172 million, we are not able to trace that specific, those transactions relating to sales that total to 172. So we are not able to reconcile that data to the information that is in the financial statement.
When I look at your report on page 11, I can see the 15 streams. One is sales, second is land, third is business permit, fourth is property rent, etc. What the Auditor General is demanding is an extract from the system that corresponds with what has been put in the financial statement. Auditor General, is that what you're looking for?
Yes, Chair.
So that when you say that hospital fees was 978 million, it should be supported by an extract from the database. So it means that the 3.1 billion reported as collected, you cannot verify the accuracy and completeness of that amount.
Yes, Chair.
Now, Governor, where does this data sit? And why is it a problem? Because these 15 streams could be what you had called the structured. Where are they sitting? Are they sitting in a cloud somewhere? Or those guys of IBC came from which country? Are they in Venezuela? Are they in Tatu City? Where is this data? And why can't we get it? Because we have gone through this experience in elections. We were told that servers were somewhere else. Why is this something like an IBC scenario?
Okay, Chair, I must admit also that to a lesser extent, also that response by the auditor has confused me. Because there are two issues here. First, I wanted the issue of the document being availed, or the email having been sent and received, and then the question of accessing it. Because as auditor says, it was sent to somebody else. So we need to see where is the devil. Because the reports were available. Is it that the auditor was not able to access the information despite it having been sent to another person in the Auditor General's office? That's what I would want to get clarity about, because, Chair, this is not about either expenditure, it's not about procurement, it is just simple reporting.
The issue of understatement of revenue is where we had an opening bank balance of Kenya shillings 24,692,867, which was not supported.
Has it been supported subsequently?
No.
Governor, what happened to that 24 million, which was supposed to be an opening balance and therefore available for disbursement?
Chair, let the director answer.
Chair, I can take you to page 13 of the financial statement.
Yes, tell us about that.
On comparative year, if you look at the year 2020, we are comparing the year 20. These are statement of assets and liabilities as 30th June 2022. The comparative year, you get that figure of 24,600,000. Page 12 and page 13. Yeah.
I can see it, and I believe that's what the auditor is querying, because it was a closing balance,
Yes,
which ought to have been an opening balance.
Yes, that's what we closed it in the financial year 2020, 21-22, which came now to 23-24. But 2020 is the one which we closed in the year 2020-2021 that we opened in 2022-21-22.
Did it come as an opening balance?
Yes, because
In
it was
21-22.
yes, it was a closing balance in the previous year, which is clearly indicated, so it came in as an opening balance.
But what you're saying is different from what the other gentleman is saying. The other gentleman is saying the money was collected and swept in the prior year, so it should not have come as an opening balance. Now you are saying it came as an opening balance. Demonstrate. Where is it as an opening balance?
If you look at page 11, balance brought forward at the beginning of financial year.
But will we see that 24 million in the accounts of the executive for 2020-2021? Will we see it as a closing balance?
Surely, Chair, it should be.
Is it there?
No.
We shall ask the Auditor General, because this it might appear like an accounting issue, but there's real cash of 24 million involved. OAG, you shall scrutinize the report of the executive for 2020-2021 to see whether this 24 million was indicated as a balance, carried forward. Because I can see it has come into this year, as a brought forward. I'm only concerned that, Governor, you've got officers to your left and your right. I don't know, when Christ was crucified, which one was a truthful person? The one on the right. So we go with the one on the right, not the one on the left. That one is going straight to purgatory, because it's confusing us. What he's saying does not tie with what that gentleman is saying. So, Auditor, to avoid us getting into accounting issues, you will advise us. If you find the treatment was irregular, then we shall not call it an accounting problem. We shall call it theft of 24 million Kenya shillings.